Good Sunday. This is Dee with Critical Break. Interesting, it's 2:23. I need to write that down. 2:23. Okay. Anyway, it's that was a code, sorry. It's 2:33 or 2:23 p.m. Central Standard Time. Today I'm going to do the code what was it? 2:33. And I am going to try to pull this up on my deal so that I can watch the chat. Okay. Deal so that I can watch the chat. Okay, give me just a sec. That way, because sometimes you guys have information on these codes. That way, because sometimes you guys. Oh, turn that down. Okay, there we go. All right. Hopefully I'll be able to watch the chat because sometimes you all have some input about the meaning of some of the words. So I'm going to oh crud. There we go. 2:33. Okay. Sometimes you all have input about some of the things that are being said here, or sometimes it's in a language that you might understand and you can put something in the chat as I'm doing it. It's impossible to watch the chat doing a share screen with the computer, so I got the chat pulled up on the phone. So anyway, it's becoming clear that the codes are more important than anything else right now. So I'm going to do those because there's a lot getting ready to occur, and I think it's important that you all have the information that's being given to me via Gabriel. So I'm kind of putting everything else on the back burner, genetics, genealogy, and all that fun stuff. Anyway, the codes. Some of them are messages directed specifically at me. Some of them will be messages directed specifically at you. And many of them are for the public in general. There's some people that have a high amount of interest in these codes, which is good because what's being said in them is really important. If you really want to know what's going to be happening, you need to listen to these codes and share them with people that you know would be interested in knowing what's getting ready to happen, which should be the entire planet. But the problem is, most people don't, because of the virus and people's attention spans, they don't have time or feel like they don't have time to watch code videos. I'm putting them up because it's important. And if people don't get what's going on, that's just going to have to be their issue, because I don't have time to try to promote this. So it's a frustration, but it is what it is. So I'm just going with it. And yeah. Anyway. Hello, Sir Tony. Great to see you. Anyway, I saw it on the chat. See. Whoop. Turn sideways. Let's see. Oh, I don't. Yeah. You guys should have seen that. Anyway, So what I've got is the code 233. Sometimes there'll be things that are derogatory, inflammatory inside this. Please keep in mind, not everything being said here is in what Gabriel intended. There's a lot of BS in there, basically. So this code, you're gonna have to bear with me. This one is a doozy. It's a long one. And I've already pulled up probably 25 to 30 lookups, and I wasn't even all the way through the code and decided to just go. Because this one's going to probably take a little while. So hang in there. The information is important. So I'm going to get started. Here we go. Gematria. Oh, wait. I got to share screen. Blah. I'll get it together. There we go. Share screen. Off to the races. Okay. Well, why does it keep doing this? Is that an ad or what the heck is that? That's the second time it's done that. Okay. The code 233. Make sure I'm not hitting a shortcut key or something. So, gematria is the first word. Messiah, horse, luck. I'll just skip over anything that doesn't look like it's part of the code. If you all recognize something that might be related that I'm skipping over, please put it in the comments section below so that others can see what the meaning is. Same with words that are obviously in other languages. If you put the meanings or whatever in the comment section below the stream after it's done, that'd be awesome. Anyway, seal of God, Astana. And I did look this one up. This happens to be Astana, Kazakhstan, and there's something specific about this city, and yeah, I pulled up this one link on it. Illuminati capital of Kazakhstan. It's pretty fascinating. I think it's worth taking a look at this. I included a link in the description of this video, so you can go look at this after we're done. But I think it's important, and I do believe it's part of the code. And there is a link in the description for that, okay? All right. Lucia. Lucia means light. St. Lucy's Day is celebrated a couple times a year, December 13th. And again, there's another time they celebrate it. But a 3rd century martyr. Food and aid to Christians hiding in the catacombs, according to legend. Using a candle-lit wreath, light her way and leave her hands free to carry as much food as possible. Anyway, this kind of lines up with Diwali a bit because it's a festival of light. But yeah, Lucia is here and it means light. Santana, Santiana, or whatever, however you want to pronounce that. Um, there we go. This has several references. Um, in Marvel Comics, it's the half-human children of Satan. So I do believe it's important. Um, in pop culture, both villainous and heroine. And this is Santiana Hellstrom. It's a daughter of a human woman and demon called Marduk. Interestingly enough, right? Yeah. Connecting the dots, because there's a lot of dot connecting involved with these codes. And yeah, there's a lot more information in these codes than we originally assessed. A ton. Anyway, so light and the yeah, the half human, half demon, floating, hidden indigo child, Mata Harada. Um, this has to do with the Karuk-Sareta War. Karuk-Sareta. And I have a feeling it also contains philosophical and devotional materials, such as a discussion of the four goals of life. I think what is really important is that war, because that's a thing. And I think history has a way of repeating itself. And I think it's important that that's in here. Cloud, good karma, increase, foolish, center, Kabul, garnet, spilcam, gula. And I think I looked up gula. Yes. Hebrew, meaning redemption. Messiah in Judaism pops up when I pop that up too. So, and it means redemption. Sadiq Khan. And I don't remember if that one, no. Because I looked that one up and I think it was just a name. Gulf. Alphen one. And I looked up Alphen. And Alphen came up as a definition meaning powerful and complete. Also, in the early game of chess, for each of the four pieces able to move two squares diagonally, jumping over the middle square historically in later use. Okay, and remember, the words checkmate came to me from Gabriel, and this chess game thing going on. So Alphen 1, I think, is important to the code. Manitoba rocks, Adabuda. And I believe I looked up Adabuda too. And let's see, what did I know? Adabuda. Let's see. Was the first to obtain Buddhahood. Ada means primordial. So the original. It refers to an innate wisdom that is present in all sentient beings. Okay? I think that's important to know. Frogs, Borat. Now, what's interesting is Kazakhstan, this bow rat came up in this code, and I'm trying to remember what the premise was. It's a mockumentary comedy film. It's a journalist traveling through the United States recording real-life interactions with Americans. So that kind of defines the bow rat. 8th King M. The Mon. Now that means the moon. Dilation. Red light. And some other codes I just got this morning were talking about the coming moon in January. It's going to be another red moon, and I believe it's called the Wolf Red Moon. And there's supposed to be, I don't know, possibly eclipse with that. And I've been told by Sir Edward, which is Abaddon, that that's when which is about a week from now, when the last seal is going to be opened. So we're talking about the moon, dilation, red light. I think that's important to keep that in mind, because I'm getting other codes that are talking about that. A diamond head pig. And I think, I looked up diamond head, and it comes up in comics too. But Am I Evil popped up here when I put this in the search engine. And I do use Xenia, the Xenia search engine, because that's what Gabriel told me to use instead of Google. Because sometimes I type in words to Google, nothing comes up. But when I type them into Xenia, something comes up. So he wants me to use this search engine. So that's what I'm doing. And sometimes the message will be just something that pops out when you're looking at it. And Am I Evil popped up for me. Also, let's look at Diamond Head. Was mutated by a diamond-powered laser while attempting to steal some precious gems. He developed a hard diamond-like body that was super strong. He used his abilities to enhance his criminal career. Interesting. Then there's Diamond Head, Mississippi. And then Diamond Head National Park. The Diamond Head pig popped up on this, so I thought it was important to just at least take a quick look at it. The Dream, Annihilate, The King and I, Demon Seed, Shells, and this came up in several codes about the shells, that this, the virus, the people that have it are basically clay shells is how Gabriel's describing it. They no longer, their souls aren't there. So, demon seed shells. Demode Road. And I looked up Demode, and no longer fashionable, out of date, antiquated, archaic, okay, fossilized. And he's talking about the virus, basically, okay? Hello, Sir Lloyd. Great to see you. Okay, I'm going to read the chat real quick. Yeah, things are really ramping up, Sir Tony. Yeah, Google censors your searches, so use Xenia. Gabriel suggested. The Archangel Gabriel suggested. So I would highly advise it. And it works for me. What he's trying to tell me pops up on Xenia when it doesn't on Google. So anyway, so archaic road. So this demon seed shells that it's been talking about is a archaic road, outdated, etc. Huldah. Huldah in Hebrew was a prophet mentioned in the Hebrew Bible, 2 Kings 22:14 through 20, and 2 Chronicles 34:22 through 28. According to Jewish tradition, she was one of the 7 prophetesses. I've also, I just got a code yesterday or today. Was it yesterday or today? I've been looking at codes like crazy. That talked about Prophetess Anna, which I've mentioned in my videos because Gabriel was linking me with her because of Archangel Phanuel, indicating that's one of my incarnations. Anyway, this is talking about the 7 prophetesses: Sarah, Miriam, Deborah, Hannah, Abigail, and Esther. And so, yeah, Huldah is one of the prophets, a prophetess. And yeah, thought it was important, part of the code. So he's telling that prophetess Huldah to rock on, because evidently whoever it is doing what they're supposed to. Dead mingled seed. B high dopamine. The circle. AI digital angel. Dimitri. And I was looking up Dimitri because some of these things that I thought may not be significant end up being that way. And the thing that popped out here to me is it's the Russian spelling of it. In the Slavic form is what popped up on the code. So in ancient Russia, it's spelled differently. It's spelled more like this or this. And it's a male given name, common in Orthodox. Let's look at that. Common in Orthodox Christian culture. The Russian Virgin, Greek Demetrios, is devoted to Demeter. And from my understanding, Demeter is also another name for me, based on what I've been researching. Also meaning Mother Earth, Greek goddess, agriculture. Yeah, this is connected, and there's actually a St. Dimitri's Day. But I thought that was fascinating. And then here's Dimitri right here, a picture. See if we, yeah, there we go. There's a big picture of him. But I thought it was important to the code. Devoted to, dedicated. So Dimitri's dedicated to Demeter. Okay. So I'm guessing that Dimitri is either probably, considering the hair color, because I know Adonai is a darker brunette and Gabriel's a blonde. So this one is represented as a brunette. So I'm guessing that's Adonai. And he's dedicated to Demeter. All right. Then we got Leo Pride. Leo Pride definition: a Belgian hare formerly believed to be a hybrid. Hybrid. So now we've got hybrids coming into. And the other thing that's popping out on this code, and something else that popped up for me from another YouTube channel, talk about synchronicities. It's freaky, but my chat's not connecting. There we go. Use dark web, huh? No, no thanks. I don't need it. Yeah. Oh, what? That picture? He doesn't really look like that. Actually, Sir Dante's videos with Dor Crystal, those ones where you see the man on the cross, Adonai looks very much like that. And the hair length and everything, it's kind of freakish. Anyway, but we're dealing with hybrids, and it's a hybrid of a European rabbit and a hare. What's really weird is synchronicity, because this white rabbit and Bugs Bunny keep popping up. And talk about some freaky synchronicity going on with that. I will put the link to that video. Eyes Wide Open is the name of the YouTube channel. She just released the video, I believe, today or late last night. I'm not sure which, but it'll be the very first video that you see when you go to her channel. And it's talking about the rabbit. It's talking about the rabbit. Anyway, hybrid. Okay. So that's in here too. Leo Pride, hybrid. Then the I am the chip, Mandela ring. I popped up Mandela, means circle, is a spiritual and ritual symbol in Hinduism and Buddhism, representing the universe. Okay. And the cosmos, metaphysically and symbolically. Okay. And here's a picture of that representation. You also see the different representations of, it looks like, yeah, all the Hindu and all the Hindu gods. Interesting. That's fascinating, right? Anyway, so it's talking about the mandala ring means the universe, okay? Come and see. The Babadook. Okay, the Babadook. Okay, the Babadook is an actual supernatural psychological horror film. Okay. Let's see. I'm trying to remember. It describes a titular monster, the Babadook, a tall, pale-faced humanoid in a top hat with taloned fingers who torments its victims after they become aware of its existence. Okay. I think that is important to the code. So universe, come and see the Babadook. After all, Armitage. Armitage. Let's see, Armitage. Armitage, there's a couple things that popped up with this. Game of Thrones popped up. And as you all know, Game of Thrones has some funky symbology going on in there. Let's see. It's a village in Staffordshire, England, on the south side of Trent and Mersey Canal. It's also a Metasploit, Java-based GUI front end for the Metasploit framework. It's really interesting how they pick names for things, right? Computer programs and places. I think that's where we kind of dead end with Armitage. Okay. Great I Am, Eshreen. I believe I looked that one up. Yeah. The only thing that really popped up with this is Serene. And then this popped up, Her Serene Highness. Let me look at this real quick. Content or composed, untroubled. Content, composed, untroubled, unaffected by disturbance, calm or peaceful. Unclouded, fair. Okay. That's what came up with this. King of Debt, Abort, Ella of Frail. And I think I looked up Ella of Frail. Yeah, I did. In this is from the movie Ella Enchanted. And Ella is given the gift of obedience by her obnoxious and misguided fairy godmother. So I don't know if she's evidently an heir to the kingdom. She could not bear to live under the obedience spell and Hattie's jealousy a moment longer. It's interesting that theme is there, that Gabriel put this on that code. There's a reason behind that, and I know exactly what he's trying to say. Anyway, so Ella of Frail, Tabor. A small drum with one head of soft calfskin used to accompany a pipe or fife played by the same person. It's also a town. And that's all that really popped up. It's a town in central Slovenia. Bloodshed, Copiapo. That one is a caldera in southwest Copiapo. This Cadrizalio caldera. I'm not sure if it's pointing at that specifically, or at this city in northern Chile, or if it's pointing at either one of those. But there is a volcano there, and the codes have been talking about the volcanoes and earthquakes and things. So I know we've got Krakatoa and Etna going, among others. Hopefully that releases enough pressure off the system. The Earth naturally expands. And so those volcanoes going off is actually a good thing because it can prevent a much bigger thing happening. But anyway, back to this. United States Marine Corps, UMC, I'm sure that's what that means. Kaba Bathsheba. And I looked that up. This is Bathsheba. Was the wife of Uriah the Hittite. Was a soldier in King David's army mentioned in biblical second book of Samuel. He was the husband of Bathsheba and was sent to the front lines of battle by order of King David. This is a painting, Bathsheba. But she is most known for the biblical narrative in which she is summoned by King David, who had seen her bathing and lusted after her. She was the mother of Solomon, who succeeded David as king, making her the queen mother. Fascinating, right? Asher. Asher means happiness, good fortune. And I didn't really see anything else that really popped up at me. I mean, there is Asher, but that's spelled with an A, like the tribe of Asher. But Asher, and like I said, it means happiness, good fortune. Gabriel writes a lot like I do when I type and abbreviates things. I am Earth. Midst. In other words, they told me, Gabriel and Adonai have told me in several ways that they're coming here. And this is telling me they may actually be here. Because they talked about the ships being in the skirts of the Earth in prior codes. I don't know which ships specifically, if they were the two that I designed, Arcadia and Nemesis. But the ships were in the skirts of the Earth as they described it in the codes. And now I am Earth midst. Either that, I don't know. But I have a feeling that's what that is. I looked up QAG and it didn't come up with anything, so I skipped it. The rifle, demonize. And then the CCHKUI came up with Babylon. And a lot of Hebrew writing. So what we'll do is we'll go, which one should we look at? Let's look at this one. Translate. It's some sort of software, but I think the word they're trying to get across is Babylon. Help meet, RFID embedded men, FUGGCIA, Frankie Page. I don't know why that stood out to me, but it did. I guess the last name may have the Page, but it's spelled differently. Paige. Jean Ears. Calypso. This is Calypso in mythology. Greek. It's a nymph in Greek mythology. Lived on the island of Ogygia. In Homer's Odyssey, Book 5. The daughter of the Titan Atlas, also known as Atlantis. We have had Atlantis and many other civilizations pop up in our radar, right? Let's see. Calypso detained Odysseus on Ogygia for 7 years and kept him from returning to his home in Achaia. So the daughter of Titan Atlas. Lion? I don't know. The Oceanid nymph in Greek mythology. Like I said, mythology isn't actually myth. It's actually other names for the same gods and goddesses, etc., or angels, archangels. Anyway, Aga Khan the Mahdi. Yeah. And I looked that one up. And what did I come up with on this? There was something that popped up at me. Oh. According to tradition, Aga Khan IV and his predecessors are said to be direct descendants of Ali, the cousin and son-in-law of the Prophet Muhammad. Okay. Shell here, golden-haired, and I'm guessing he's saying she'll hear from him. Gabriel, he's golden-haired. Pink coffin, intangible, Plagatus Chihi. And I looked that one up. And here we go again with a white-faced wading bird in the ibis family. Doves and stuff pop up a lot for me too, and bluebirds. But I thought this was kind of interesting. That's what a white-faced ibis looks like. And that's the scientific name for that bird. And birds are a theme with me. So I'm sure this has something to do with it. Okay, let's see. Bilbu, I looked up. I didn't see anything that stood out. Message, concealed cache, tag lining. So somebody, I don't know if it's Bilbu or one of these people listed here, concealed cache in the lining where they're, behind the neck of their clothes. I don't know why he wanted to rat that out, but Gabriel, it's in the code. Amardeep Kalika is a person. M.L. Berardi. Oh, yeah, I looked that up. There was nothing to it. I Ching is king. Hope in God. Dimitar. Dimitar. See, this is that word I looked up. And it's Egypt, a person in Egypt. Dimitar. It's a Bulgarian and Macedonian name derived from Saint Demetrius. We'll look at that. Containing the Proto-Indo-European language mater, meaning mother, and is rooted in the Greek goddess Earth, Mother Demeter. So here we are with Demeter coming up again, the ancient goddess Earth Mother. Let's see, the next one I looked up was Renshi. And the Odyssey came up again. And, you know, back a little ways in the code, we had the Odyssey in there once before already, and now it's coming up again. And Renshi Eisen pulled a thick Garridian pad from her pocket. It was a grotesque piece of equipment, brownish in color and horribly out of date. Let's look. And this is, excuse the noise, it's getting ready to happen. I'm live streaming, just so you guys know. My son just walked in with his friend. This is, I believe, from a Star Trek or something. But it came up in this. You're okay. You guys can make a little bit of noise, just don't be rowdy. they're like frozen still. It's hilarious. Okay, let's see. So I'm not sure if this was part of the code or not. I'm still trying to assess that. I'm not sure. It could just be a person in this particular deal. Okay. Hacker done big ad. Ploids. There's a couple of things going on with ploids about biology and the monoploid human cell. Trying to see if there's anything else that pops up. Ploids are also a thing that you cut out for like rewards programs. They call those in the Urban Dictionary a ploid as well. But I think what they're talking about possibly is let's look at this. Okay, that's where it's talking about the cutout deals for rewards programs. That could be what it's saying, but I don't know. This polyploidy is the state of a cell or organism having more than two paired homologous sets of chromosomes. Yeah, we're talking about DNA here. And there was something in the codes talking about us getting our DNA repaired as well, just FYI for everybody. And I've talked about that before because telepathically I got that same message that we're all going to get our DNA fixed because there's been a lot of dinking with the DNA. So I have a feeling that this has everything to do with that being in the code. So ploids. Hacker done big ad ploids. Yeah, it's definitely part of the code. So that's where Gabriel's describing the injection of other DNA into human DNA that shouldn't have ever happened. And so it corrupted our DNA. Not only that, but we've got an attack going on against our DNA, in particular the Pleiadian and Anunnaki DNA has been under heavy attack. And there's something else. There's a hunch I have, and I think I'm right. I think the C677T people are Anunnaki, and the A1298C people are Pleiadian, but I'm not positive. That's just a hunch. Make America Again. Chana, Sarah, I don't think that's Shalita was the next one. And I think I looked it up and I didn't. Where is it? I thought I had Shalita. Well, I think Shalita was light again, if I remember right. Pure means pure, not light, pure. Okay. Let's see. That is actually Etodolac is a steroid. I don't know if that has something to do with the DNA. They're talking about hacker big done ploids, because many of us end up on steroids because of our immune systems going absolutely haywire. But this is actually a name of a steroid, and I don't know if that's what it's referencing or not, but it could be. Absence. Brato means meat, muscle. It also means brother, by the way. Ron Kind, I don't know if that's part of it. Crocodile. Now this reminded me of crocodile. But there's a specific type of heroin, evidently, that's called that. Desomorphine. And it's also an actual place. Let's see. Let's look at this. Nope, that's the street drug. In Russia. Okay, that's interesting. Learn something new every day, huh? Oh, bananas. Fed rake hike, Magneto, Celestial. Celestia is a program that shows you the cosmos, and I think that's what it's pointing at, is the cosmos again. Demon Cat, Shangri-Ha. And now we're going to have to start looking things up because that's where I stopped. Because I had my tool or my browser window so many tabs that it turned into a nightmare. Because this one had a lot of info. God pops up on here. What? Go away. My son's bugging me. What? Well, of course you can make coffee. Sorry, guys. Okay. Had to get a drink of water. Trying to see if this has anything. Let's see what that comes up with. Oh, it's Korean for I love you. Okay. So where were we? Here we go. So Celestial, basically Cosmos, Demon Cat, I love you. Edge of Rage needed. Pear necklace. Oh, see, Gabriel has ways of putting things in here that definitively make me know that it's a code, because he'll refer to things that I recently had something to do with or know about. And I have a pear-shaped amethyst necklace that I wore on Christmas Day. And that's his way of confirming this was a code. He does that. Little weird things like that. Rogue Dawn, I don't know if this is going to mean anything to us or not, but let's find out. I swear, this code is a doozy. It's a long one. I don't think it has anything to do with the code. Doesn't look like it. Where were we? Rogue Dawn. Borscht, which is a Russian cold soup, cabbage and beets, I think. Demetra again. Pentalfall. Let's see what that is. Is a puzzle where the goal is to place 9 stones on the 10 intersections of a pentagram. Okay. So basically, the 5-pointed stars, the pentacles that are in my hands that may be pointing at that, that's a huge possibility. Interesting. Scallopini. Just a recipe. Hot coffee. That's funny because they're making coffee right now. Lyashenko. Probably just the name of a person, it looks like. So probably not part of the code. General Leo. Now that is probably part of the code because it's been talking about the lion and the lioness a lot in the codes. Mega rich man idea, death dealer, Bombardio, is that Bombard? I know that's probably like Italian. We'll look just to be sure. Bombardment, yeah. Asgardian. Now this is funny because I've talked about this in my streams before, because there's a place online with a mock space people that are going to live on a space platform called Asgardia, and they're known as Asgardians. What's really interesting is that's really close to Arcadia as far as names go, so that kind of stood out to me. And then the Serene is here again. Beats Me Center, SCNT. Let's look up SCNT. Somatic cell nuclear transfer. Sovereign Cherokee Nation Teja. Huh. Not sure. No Hands. 80s. Sicilian Mafia Dead. Green Machine. The Change of. Pit Fiend. His Blood. Feed the Fire. CIA Indian SI Sika. Let's look that one up. Oh, Sikhism in India. Religion. Let's see. For the past 300 years, male Sikhs have been easily recognized by their long, unshorn hair covered with a turban. Huh. Interesting. Okay. Where were we? There. So they're saying CIA Indian Sikhs. So that's not the only religion that's been connected with the CIA. Like, what? Church of Scientology and some others have been connected with the CIA too. Hadoukai. Let's look that one up. Didn't we have that one already? Is this a repeat? Or is it just standing out because I saw it before I started the stream? Oh, wow. Look, Lucifer High School pops up when I put that in. Don't know. Hadoukai. Don't know. Children change. Choice key 4. Sintamani. Originally written in the 10th century AD. Is a wish-fulfilling jewel. Okay. A wish-fulfilling jewel. Choice key for wish-fulfilling jewel. Dorian. Let's look that one up. You want some coffee too? Yes, Inanna is associated with the lion. Yep. Sorry, I still don't look at the chat as much, but it's a little bit better when I have it pulled up on my phone. The name means descendant of Doris. Now, Doris was on the upper part of the code, and I didn't look at it. Maybe I should have. Because now this Dorian is popping up, and it means descendant of Doris, from Doris, D-O-R-I-S. And notice that when you separate it, it's D Orion. Weird, right? Connect some more dots and more weird synchronicities. Huh. Don't know. But it's interesting at least. Okay. Book effect. Abandonado. Let's look that one up. This code is one of the biggest ones I've ever done, as far as the amount of stuff in it. No idea. No idea. Oh, that's not loading. So no idea. I don't know. Okay. The Google chip ID. Deaf poetic. Deaf poetic. Let's look that one up. It is the longest code I think I've ever seen. Disaster preparedness. Okay, this may be indicating something because of what's coming in the future. And I might add near future. Just heads up. So I think that's maybe what that's pointing at. Sensiba. Man, so many words. It's like, I'm glad I'm really doing this thoroughly so I don't ever have to do this code again. Because my gosh, it's got a lot to it. I've been working on this well, for hours now. Oh, by the way, it's 3:33 right now. And I've gotten that code before. And now again. Wrote it down. Okay. Zanzibar. Don't think it means anything. Kilimanjaro pops up here. So maybe it's region of Tanzania. Wonder if it's pointing at a volcano, possibly. Could be. Could be. Arslan. Oh. I wish I had more words that I already knew what they meant and I wouldn't have to look them up. Okay, and the Urban Dictionary is the name of a person usually from South Asian descent, literally meaning the word means brave or brave as a lion. Here we go with the lions again. Oh, wow. Okay. Yeah, brave as a lion. So, Arsalan, brave as a lion. Here's another word we're going to look up. This is going to be the longest one on the planet, I am telling you. Now, Epiphany came up, which is a festival in the church, but that's not what this is spelled, unless that's the Italian spelling of it. Could be, right? Epiphano? Epiphany. Commemorating the manifestation of Christ to the Gentiles and the persons of the Magi. 12th day. All right, this definitely is part of it. Epiphany was a day of enjoyment spent in horse-drawn open sleighs, and these quilts would be taken along to cover the laps of the merry riders. Okay. So it's definitely part of the code. Manifestation, striking appearance. So is Adonai going to manifest? And Gabriel? Because they are indicating that multiple times in the codes. Diamond Head Pig is in here again. Bookmark. Oh, another way of telling me that this is a code. I got a book. It's the layman's. Let me look at it. It's the Layman's Bible Encyclopedia, done by Southwestern Company. It's a 1964 edition, the original first edition of that, and it has a bookmark in the pages that was there when I got it. You know, so it's an old used book, basically. But yeah, bookmark, another way to confirm a code. Delic drilling, Keller Angel, side effect, robot, and I think that's just another spelling for robot, but we'll look it up just to be sure. Maybe not. A rubber of hardwood used in smoothing marble to be polished. Okay. Learn something new every day, right? Bad eliciting. I am great. Agnes. Now, if I remember, yeah, I already know what Agnes is, but we'll, just so I don't miss anything. It means pure or holy. Okay. I am great, pure, holy. And Chicago chaos. Chaos is here. Felicia. A fun-loving, adventurous person who builds walls to let only the serious ones in. Hates lack of attention and adores feeling loved. Stands up for those she loves. And then in Hebrew, let's go ahead and look up on Xenia. I'll go back to that if Xenia doesn't have what I need. But it usually always does. Okay, is one of the two cantillation marks found in the Torah, Haftarah, and other books of the Hebrew Bible. There are two versions of Talisha, Katana and Gadola, the latter of which has a longer melody and higher peak. Huh. Interesting. It's a melody. Okay. That's fascinating. Amir Gate. Armageddon N. Don't know. We'll look it up just to see what the heck, if it means anything to us. Armageddon. You know, I've talked about Armageddon several times because according to some of the things I've looked up, Phanuel launches the Battle of Armageddon by taking out Belial, and that happened July 7th of this year. And yeah, so that was part of the code. Wowza, right? Torque, TORC. Oh. You clicked on it. You clicked on a thing by accident and came up with Vampire Hunter D 2000. Your aunt is called Agnes? Agnes. Okay. So you guys pronounce it Agnes. Okay. Torque. The Celtic torque disappears in the migration period, but during the Viking Age, torque-style metal necklaces, now mainly in silver, came back into fashion. Okay. Torques are also something that you use that has mystical powers bestowed on it, totems and things like that, that you put in your hand, often used in like MMORPGs and things like that as part of your weapon sets, a torque. Huh. Interesting. Bracelets and torques. Yep. Okay. So torque. Album. Was an Amorite. Okay, Suma Abum was an Amorite, first king of the first dynasty of Babylon. There you go. He freed a small area of land previously ruled by a fellow Amorite city-state of Kazakhstan. Kazalu, yeah, which included Babylon. Then a minor administrative center in southern Mesopotamia. Suma Abum and 3 Amorite kings succeeding him make no claim to be king of Babylon, suggesting that the town was at its time still of little importance. Okay, interesting. Okay, atrium EG. I'm definitely doing, this is probably the only code I'll do today just because it's so long. I have other things I have to take care of. Let's take the EG off. I know what an atrium is, but what is the EG all about? I don't know. If anybody has ideas, put it down in the comments under the stream afterwards. Cicade alerta. I think that's probably just a name, but we'll look it up. Yeah, just a person. Disband deed email. Gold pandemic. Iron Mike. Mabel Close. I don't think that's part of the code. For Mia. Looking it up. For Mia. Hyperthermia. Yeah, I think it has to do with hypothermia. We'll look at meaning real quick. Yeah, it has to do with your temperature. Gene Islamic dead. The Cam era. Armageddon, again, just spelled wrong. Sagredo. Let's see what that is. Portal. Sacred Heart of Jesus. Sacred Heart of Jesus. Check database. Natasa. See a Greek artist so far. Hmm. It also looks like it was a movie or something. Let's look. Just somebody's trying to discover. A daughter of a murdered police inspector tries to discover her father's killers. Don't know if this is part of the code or not. Daemonian. Oh, goodness. Give me 2 seconds. I'm going to mute this and talk to my son for a second. Be right back. Okay, sorry about that. I just need to talk to him about some stuff he needs to take care of. Anyway, so we're on the daemonion. An inward mentor conceived as partaking of the nature of a demon or inspired by one. Now, do keep in mind the word demon has been messed with and twisted to make it something other than what it is. And I planned on going over that in a stream at a later time, but just know that, okay? Offensible, Elenin Dath. is a flea backer. B, of a false belief. A diesel mechanic. Damaging December. Scallion. Item Loki. Rhomboid. Rhomboid. Let's look up rhomboid real quick. Rhomboid has no line of symmetry. It has rotational symmetry of order. In biology, let's look at that. Okay, and then of course we have the muscles in the anatomy. So that's behind your neck, well, between your shoulder blades, up higher, between your shoulders and shoulder blades. But it also is a parallelogram in which the adjacent sides are of unequal lengths and angles. Okay. I remember having that in geometry class. It's been a few years. Don't tell anybody. Trinca, because I am eternally 27, as we know. Trinca. Okay. I really don't see anything that stands out. A blip. Gold member. Now that's a movie. One of the James Bond movies. Or no, it's Austin Powers. That's right. The character was originally inspired by James Bond, however. Goldfinger. Okay. So I was sort of right. Okay. Solid gold prosthetic. Oh, that's definitely probably part of the code. The kook. Teaching magic. Yep. Here we go. Gold member, the kook. Teaching magic. I kill aliens. Oh, here we go. D. Serene. That name Serene kept coming up, and now it says D. Serene. Recent montage. Mark of Male. Garden of Life. Alcipio? Someplace in Costa Rica. Greek god of medicine. Yeah, Greek god of medicine. Okay. Leo Ricking. Let's see what that one is. these codes are, this one's just a bear. Skeleton King, King Lorik, the Black King, the Mad King.
That's from Diablo.
Yep.
Diablo 3.
Yep. You know, many of the MMORPGs, their themes are based on the very thing that I research. Okay. Ogar managed. Ogar. MGGAR. I know I've seen this one before, I think. Okay, Ogar can also fly, is immortal, and cannot age. The world's mightiest immortal. Fictional character and publisher Fawcett Comics. DC Comics now. Ogar was a villain. Okay. So that's making sense, right? Starting out with Goldmember. The Kook teaching magic. Recent montage. Huh. It's so hard to piece all this stuff together. I may have to make this thing a two-parter because it's already 4 o'clock. Holy cow. Ori. And it comes up with on the Masonic problem. End time thinker? What? Of the supreme beings, Osiris was the image source of all good in the moral and physical world, and a constant foe of Typhoon, the genius of evil, the Satan of Gnosticism. Wow. Okay. So it was part of the code. Trying to get rid of some of these. We don't need that many open. Okay. Sick and die agenda. Yep. They've been attacking our DNA, making us all sick, wanting us to die so that we didn't do our mission here. A merit. Catholic relief. Huh. It's some sort of real-time dynamic scheduling solution. But evidently Catholic relief and India and the United States. Unprivileged backgrounds into the digital workforce. Diverse talent pool. I don't know if he's trying to point something out to me here or if it's just a blip. Hard telling. Oh, Sarith the Day. Let's look that one up. Yeah, if this keeps going, I may have to make this a two-parter because I could use a break. Oh, it's a type of shell. Oh, it's talking about the shells. You know, we've been talking about the clay shells of the people that have been infected by the virus because their soul is, they're just a shell. Well, that's what this is pointing at. Interesting. Peace officer, back snarf, God hiding in Mecca, Mira gate, Casa core, Atria gem, the camera, ceremony, The longest code in history. I'm going to do this in 2 parts. This is the last one we're looking at. But you guys are going to need a break too. This is just incredibly long. So where are we? 6th largest city in Russia. Samara. All right. I'm going to do a continuation on this. Let me look at the... My screen doesn't seem as sharp as it was because the guys walked in and they have their Wi-Fi turned on and they're probably sucking some bandwidth. Sorry about that. Mad King was in the Game of Thrones. Yep. See, when things pop up like that in the code that match up with other things in the code, then you know he's trying to say something. Anyway, so we'll wrap it up there with that code, and I will start in that spot the next time I have a few minutes to sit down and finish this code. As you can see by the scroll bar over here, we're not quite halfway. Like I said, this one is a doozy. So anyway, I hope you all have a wonderful Sunday evening. And I will love you guys from my heart, my soul spark, out past the stars and back. And just stay in that heart space. Keep doing your inner work. Stay in your heart space. And just have faith. Faith is a big deal right now. Okay? Anyway, love you guys. Talk to you later. Take care. Bye for now.